Good evening. I'm coming to you today to bring you facts about legalizing marijuana and the dangers behind them. For many years, I'd say for about the past 30 years, marijuana has been illegal. It has been illegal in all shapes and forms, including medical use, recreational use, just any type of use. It has been illegal. Marijuana in the last 10 years has actually started being used for medical purposes, such as people with cancer. It has been supposedly said that it decreases their side effects, it decreases the pain that they're feeling, it allows them to eat. It's also become a more common drug now that many states have legalized recreational use of medical marijuana. It's actually been more common than drinking alcohol and has led to many more mental illnesses and suicides in young children and young adults. So today I am going to inform you of the dangers of legalizing marijuana. The information that I will provide you will include dangers of even one use of marijuana. In the end, you will see that it's more dangerous today than it was 30 years ago. It's filled with many other substances that we don't even know about that are being put into it. And it's putting our kids at risk. It's putting just the general public at risk. So I ask you, would you want your child or your loved one around someone who has just smoked marijuana? The first topic that I'm going to bring up is opioid epidemics and how it ties in. Secondly will be schizophrenia from constant drug use. Lastly is suicide. Suicide comes in with marijuana due to SUDs, which is substance use daily, and psychosis. First, the opioid epidemic. The opioid epidemic, in my opinion, started with the use of marijuana. People were getting high. They were getting high to get away from their problems. They were getting high to get away from pain. Once that high was there and they started to become immune to that high, they started going elsewhere. They started going to more stronger drugs, to painkillers, to heroin. That's where the epidemic started. People tend to start at a young age. Studies have shown that when they start at 13, the high's just not there no more. Once they reach 16, 17, even 18 years old, the high's no longer there because they've been smoking it for so long. It also increases the danger, like I said, of them becoming immune to it. Once they become immune to it, again, that opioid epidemic gets bigger and bigger. The next point that I'm about to make is schizophrenia. It's shown that children who smoke marijuana, even at the age of 13, develop irreversible schizophrenia. Once schizophrenia is onset, there's nothing you could do about it. Half the people who are suffering from schizophrenia do have a history of lifetime substance abuse disorders. And this has increased to the underlying factor of comorbidity, which is also suicide, due to schizophrenia and lifelong use of substance abuses, whether it's marijuana or not. Lastly, my last point is suicide. When young adults are in an altered state, they're more likely to die by suicide than any other thing. When young teens are even engaging in substance abuse, they do stupid things. Sometimes they're doing sexual encounters and they're so high that they don't realize they're choking somebody. And then they tend to kill themselves after that. And lastly, when you're in an altered state, your sexual behavior is just ridiculous. And that leads to people getting STDs, HIV. And then once they find this out, they just go and kill themselves. Um, I mean, for me, I informed you today of the dangers of legalizing marijuana, and I included dangers of its use. In the end, you will see that marijuana is dangerous and should not be legal under no circumstances. So again, I ask you, would you want your child around someone who has smoked marijuana, knowing that they could possibly smoke it themselves? Three main points that I've covered regarding this and that I want to leave you with is opioids, schizophrenia, and suicide. In closing, the dangers of this drug is more harmful than we will ever know. There's no proven fact that marijuana is a great benefit to anybody. So in the end, even one hit is not worth it for anyone.